Access Community, Access Music. Put them together and you get the CKXS local spotlight on the new 99.1 CKXS.
Live from XS Studios, here we go. It's not Friday. No, we're not making you wait that long, but it's time for the local spotlight live in studio with Dan Woods. You've heard him all week here. We've got him in studio. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, not shabby. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for coming in today. And I know we rearranged some things. Normally Friday we do this, and it took me, I guess an extra month and a half to realize that December the 24th is actually New Year's Eve. So thanks for reorganizing for us. We appreciate it.
Hey, it's our pleasure. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. You were here through the summer with the Culture Crawl, Fourth Fridays, and Amy Johnson. I'm guessing you know Amy?
Amy, yeah, we've been longtime friends out of Windsor. Just met through a bunch of friends, and she's such a great person. Kept in contact with her now for almost 10 years.
Yeah, that she is. And she does some great work locally here with artists like yourself. Initiatives that are coming down through Create CK, the Sydenham Cultural Action Team. She's right there at the forefront with it. And she brought you here to Wallaceburg, introduced you to us, to CKXS as well. We loved what we heard. We wanted to get you on the spotlight. Here we go.
Great, yeah. I'm very excited about that. Actually, I had a great time at the Culture Crawl. I did I think it was a 3-hour show over at the one area, and then I did another half-hour show, and I was spent, but yet we still went over to the Black Sheep and we did another 45 minutes. And that was more just a bunch of people hanging out, singing, and if you could play, you could sing. We got up, we did stuff together. We did songs that shouldn't be done on acoustic guitar and songs that just shouldn't be done, to be quite honest. But
the
great times.
Versatility in that night seems to be kind of what specializes you, what really describes you, defines you. There's so much versatility in what you do, whether it's a light acoustic feeling or bringing the rock out, bringing the blues out. You kind of mix it all in from time to time.
Yeah, it's one of my personality traits is I suffer from ADD on many levels. So even growing up, I was a big metalhead, but then I got bored with that in about a year and a half, and I'm like, well, I got to learn this, and I got to learn this, and now it's a matter of if I hear it and I like it, I learn it, and that brings out some really random stuff sometimes, and works.
You're a London boy at heart. You've been all over the place, though. Spent some time in Leamington, playing a lot in Windsor. Been over in Detroit as well, playing in the Michigan area. Let's just kind of take a step back and tell us all where this began for you musically.
Really, it began traveling as a young kid. 5 to 8 years old, in churches up in Ontario, Northern Ontario, with my dad, and he would play the keyboard, and I was that little kid that would come out and sing "This Little Light of Mine," or and I started doing it there, and I kind of walked away from it a couple years, and then when I hit my teens, I had that earning. I got to do something to get this out of me, and it turned to heavy metal music. And then you don't listen to heavy metal music without dying to play guitar, so I turned to guitar. And then I started to realize, man, there's a whole world of music out there that I just don't know yet, and I started to lay it down as much as I could. And I was traveling everywhere with my guitar, to the point where I actually got in trouble from my mom for bringing my guitar with me everywhere I go. I still remember the talk where she sat me down and says, "Dan, you have a problem." And I said, "But it's not that bad of a problem."
From church to, I'm sure, many local garages, bars. We talked about Leamington, Windsor, Michigan. You were telling me off air, played in front of over 40,000 people in Windsor at one time. That's got to be pretty cool, just to be doing your thing, something you love, then look out and go, wow.
It was one of those things that I'm one of these people that things don't hit me until probably a day after. And it was one of those things that I did my show, and then the next day I was exhausted. I sat down, I popped in the video that I had made of it, and I played back, and then I seen the crowd, and I was like, whoa. And then I heard the applause, and it was one of those things where the mic on the camera couldn't handle the applause anymore, and it just started, and I was blown away by, wait, I did that. That was me on there. And I guess that's a good for me, so I don't get that nervous, but at the same time, I feels like sometimes I miss the moment, and I've been known for that.
Continuing on here through the journey of Dan Woods, what's next? What are you looking to develop yourself as? What's the end goal? What are you looking at here?
I'm desperate to get out a CD that I'm just proud of and I'm dying to get out, and finally the opportunity has jumped up. I've had a couple close calls where it's been okay, almost there, but Red House Music out of Windsor has decided to take on my project, and this so I'll run through Barry Rumble. And you want to talk about a studio? I worked with him 15 years ago when he had a little thing going. Now he's got 173 guitars, he's got so many synths, it's ridiculous. He's got everything you want to do with a mic or with a guitar or with a piano, you name it, he can do it. that. And he's got such a great pedigree that I'm just dying to get in the studio with him. We're going to be in on, I think it's January 8th we're starting. We're probably going to have the recording done by the end of January, and I'm excited because I know this guy gives great product every time he finishes a song. So
I got to commend you for what you've done so far. I mean, you dropped it, let's call it an EP off in our hands, and it sounds great. It really does. But to know that you want to take it a next step up, another level up, and get that real professional produced quality, that makes a hell of a lot of difference. Let's be honest. That shows your professionalism and the way you look at this as a career, not just something you're doing.
Yeah, and that's been my whole thing. Is I've had a couple albums completed, and I always walk away for about a week, and I don't touch it, don't listen to it, and I'll come back and listen to it, and I always come back and go, that sounds like a local independent, And as much as I love local independent music, I want to make sure I sound that level up. I want to be, as odd as it sounds, like Nelly Furtado. You know what I mean? When she released her first single, everyone went, "Whoa, wait a minute. That's a girl out of Toronto? Mm-hmm. No way." And I want that with my music. I want to be released and go, okay, wait a minute. That shouldn't have come out of Windsor. That shouldn't have come out of, southwestern Ontario. That should be out of Nashville, out of California.
So you're saying you want to be like a bird?
I only fly away.
Dan Woods live in studios. It's the CKXS Local Spotlight. Looking at working on that new album with Red House Music in January. We're looking forward to it. What do you got in stock for us here today?
I'm going to be pulling out a song that I actually wrote for a friend down in Michigan who's currently partying in Florida, a little turkey, called Progression. And then after that, thinking of pulling out Soldier's Prayer, which is one I wrote for the soldiers.
Looking forward to it. You got some folks listening in you want to say hello to today, Dan?
Oh, Mom, Pops, love you guys, my brothers, my sisters. I've got a ton of them. And then I want my American family, my American mom, my American brothers, Brian, Jeremy, Christine, we love you. Sherman, I would never forget you guys. And we know you're going to be listening to this as soon as I get it online. So thanks, guys. I appreciate your support. And Jim Darson, I'm sorry I have to say, to the man who is the biggest ladies' man I've ever seen in my life, love you, bro. And I hope you finally settle down with Bree.
Dan Woods live from XS Studios. We'll hear him perform live after this. It's the Local Spotlight brought to you by Dover Duds, Bearline Road in Chatham.